Hi, this is Sherry. I'm coming at you from Canyon Lake, and I'm out on my patio because Spirit said to get outside. It's been rainy and cloudy and yucky and windy, and I thought, oh, I had my cards all set up on my desk, and it was really nice. But I kept getting the messages, no, because we have somebody prostrating herself. She is definitely not acting like my spirit cat right now. She is definitely the others. She wants attention desperately, desperately. This is a little one that has had her claws removed, and whoever had her last used to love her, and you know they did that to her, which is not cool. It stopped her from being able to defend herself. And then I don't know what happened, but she was abandoned somehow, and I found her outside, and she was starving, and she desperately wants love, but she doesn't trust. She has trust issues, so I've recognized that she's not my spirit cat. Liger is. Liger definitely is. I think they might be swapping back and forth, you know, but this one is now taking on a different personality. Watch what happens. I'm going to do this on film. Come on, Lily. Okay, she wants lovies, but if I go to take a picture with her, watch. Oh, relax. She doesn't like her picture taken, ever. She gets she gets really mad, and then she wonders why she's left alone because she's such a misery. Go ahead, do your thing. Okay, I don't know what messages you pick up from that, but I think it's pretty funny. We are going to be talking about the cormorant. The cormorant is a very famous bird for me because I've told you guys all the story, and this is going to be a really long reading, so I'm not going to get into it too much. But I found a cormorant. It's a seabird, and I found him being bashed against the rocks. At first I saw him come up out of the water, and he looked like he was okay. He came up and he started kind of hanging out with me, and he was, you know, I said, "Are you okay?" And I have videos on my page. You can see them. It's amazing how he trusted me at the time. And now I'm covered in cat hair. He came out of the water, and I thought, yeah, "Are you okay?" Right? And I walked up to him, and he was a little unsteady. And he came up along on the cliff where I was, and he just looked really, really sad. That's what was wrong. He just looked really, really sad. And I walked up to him and I said, "What's wrong, buddy?" And I got super close to him, and I wondered if maybe his wings were hurt, you know, and I said, "Are your wings okay? Or can you fly?" And he literally lifted out his wings, and he showed me that his wings were fine. It's incredible. He knew what I was saying to him. I'm telling you, I spoke to animals when I was a little kid, and they still understand me. And so I thought, okay, he's okay. I sat there for a little while, but he didn't want me getting too close, so I backed away. You know, giving him space. I didn't want to crowd him. And I went back up on my little pedestal, and I have this perch that's way above the sea. It's probably, oh, that's really funny actually, because it's telling me, I'm just now getting the message to myself that I know who he represented. He represents someone else, but he also represented a part of me, because I was up on my perch, and a cormorant likes to perch high in the tree. They like to be able to survey what's around them. And it's funny because look at where I live, right? I live 5 stories up in Rapunzel's tower. I like being up here. I'm a short person, you know. My ex-husband is 6'4", and that's one of the things he used to say to me all the time. He says, being tall is like the greatest power, you know. And my daughter-in-law is 6'1", and I was up on a ladder once cleaning, and she walked up to me, and she literally walked up at my height, and I looked around the room, and I said, "Wow, this is what it's like being you every single day?" And she said, "Yeah, it's pretty cool." And you know, as my ex said, he goes, he was insecure and shy. He says, but being tall made him feel powerful. So being up on the perch, that is a part of a cormorant's personality. They like to kind of be up and survey things from up above. But anyway, so here I am up above, right, surveying on my little pedestal, and I look back down, and I don't know what happened. I missed something, but all of a sudden I see him tumbling in the waves, and he's being smashed against the rocks. And I thought, oh my God. And I know that they're a water bird and they go under, right? That's what they do. They're capable of going under. They're capable of coming back up of their emotional waters. But the waves were so rough. They were just more than he realized. And I think in his weakened state, which I didn't realize how weak he was at the time, he couldn't handle the waves. And they took him under, and they smashed him. And I went running down. I grabbed my towel, and I don't know if you've ever seen a cormorant, but it's pretty big. Like it's bigger than a duck, and it's smaller than a goose, so it's a good size. You know, it's like a medium-sized dog. And I went down and I went right into the waves. They're crashing all over me, and he was just tumbling and tumbling and smashing into the rocks. It was horrible. And I got him and I wrapped him up and I climbed up the side of this cliff, which was ridiculous. How I got down and back up, I have no idea. I couldn't even get down it right now without slipping and landing on my butt. It's that hard. Anyway, I saved him. I took him to the rescue society and I made somebody take care of him, and he was saved. But the cormorant, so that's why he's special to me. I see him around in the lakes all the time here, the cormorants, and my friend posted a picture of the cormorant the other day. Another friend posted a picture. Another one sent me a picture, and I thought, all right, that's it. Then I looked at my girlfriend Joy's calendar. She did a calendar last year, and she has beautiful work. She's got pictures that she's taken of different animals. Good Lord, Lily. And there you go. Go in. In and out, in and out. That's her story. Can't figure out what she wants. And I know who she is. And one of the pictures, she has all these pictures of nature that she takes. And one of the pictures, I just went today to make sure that I was on the right month, because I never know what day it is, what time it is. I don't work in this reality. I forgot what dimension I was in. And it's a cormorant. So I thought, okay, that's it. Cormorant, cormorant. Here we go. So we have messages. And this is going to be the longest reading. Sorry. I'm being quite chatty, Kathy. The cormorant, what we know about the cormorant already is that they are a water bird, a seabird generally. They're here at the lake. And what's funny is they're flying above me right now. I wonder if you could tell what they are. Probably not. They're too far away. But there's 3 of them. Hey guys, that's funny. 3, coming full circle, completion. So the cormorant is used by fishermen. They are fishing birds. They dive down into their emotional waters and they grab their fish and they come back up. So they're telling you, if you have to go down into your emotional waters, and even if you stumble, you will be able to get back up because that's built in you. But the cormorant's used by fishermen. They put a ring, a brass ring around their neck, so that when they go down and they catch the fish, when they come back up, they're not able to swallow the fish. They're not able to eat them. So one of the main messages from cormorant, if cormorant is your totem, is are you working for someone else and they're benefiting and you're not getting paid for it? Or are they taking credit for your work? Make sure that you're not working for someone else and not getting compensated. That's basically what I get. My back's hurting, sorry. From that message. That's one of the messages. And they're saying that if you want, we've got a lot about new birth right now, rebirth, right? New beginnings. But if you want the new birth, you got to dive in. Time to dive in. We've been talking about all of this stalling and procrastinating, and Spirit has continually been saying to us, stop procrastinating. I'll let you guys look because I need to drink water. Sorry. Are you guys drinking your alkaline water? Your lemon water? It's very, very good for you. Your body needs alkaline water. Okay, so I'm going to walk around here while I talk to you guys about this. So basically, they're saying to you at this time, if you want this new birth, this is encouragement for you to use whatever it is, your wit, your skill, whatever it is, to achieve the task that you're going afterwards or after. Sometimes, and this is something I need to talk to you about. I'm going to be going back and forth over all kinds of stuff. I put my notes down in case I forgot special things, and I'm glad I did. I have to tell you what happened last night. In my dream, I have dreams that are in like sections. They're like it's like the main feature, and then there's like the little pre-movie that they have, and then like the trailers that they have. That's what I have. So I've got like trailers, and then I have like the main event, and then I have like a I don't know what the last dream is. The last dream is very, very accurate, and it's very, very detailed. So the first one that I'm watching, like the main feature that I'm watching, I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm annoyed. I'm really ticked off at what I saw. And I thought, wow, I was really mad. And, when you get out of your dreams, sometimes you wake up and you're still carrying that energy. And my message to you is allow yourself a little while to come back into this reality, so that you don't allow yourself to be all pissed off about what you've seen, because often we misinterpret it, which I'm telling you I did. So I didn't misinterpret the first dream. The last dream I did. So the last dream is very, very detailed, and I'm going to tell you what it is, and I won't tell you the person it was, but I'm going to tell you what this dream is and why it's so bizarre. I saw these girls, and it's interesting because I watch and yet I feel like I am one of them as well. And I see this naked girl, beautiful body, walking around, and I see her looking over at another person. And what's interesting is I didn't see the other person. So this is why I assumed what I did. She looks over at this other person and she says, wow, in her, I don't think she said it out loud. She said it in her head. She's like, wow, those boobs are saggy. And she goes, you know, I don't think if I even put implants in those, I could make them look right. And I thought, nice, you know. And since I could see her beautiful body, her body was amazing. I thought that she was talking to me. So I looked back at her and I said, you know what? I like my boobs. They're great. They're natural. They're real. Maybe they're not like high up there like that, but I'd rather have that than those fake ones. This is my snotty comment because it hurt my feelings, right? And I look over at her and she's, I'm laughing that I'm telling you guys this. God. I said something like, I don't know. Somebody went over to get something out of the dryer, bras out of the dryer. That's why they were naked. Their bras. So your breasts represent nurturing, right? So this is going to be a symbolically. If you want to read it symbolically, it's talking about somebody saying that you're not a natural nurturer, right? Or one is not. I said I'm a natural. It comes from me naturally. Where that's fake. So whatever's coming from you, you may be showing yourself as a mother or a figure or whatever, but you don't know how to nurture someone properly, naturally, because it's fake. It's false. That was the message. But anyway, they go over to the dryer. They go to take these bras out of the dryer. I go to take the bras out of the dryer, and I said they're still wet. You know, you had the dryer on cool. You're gonna have to. And the person said, just give it to me. And I said, no. Let's just put it on hot really quick and we'll dry them up really quick. And first of all, any woman knows you don't put your bras in the dryer. Okay, so that was a mistake already. I have to think about what that means. So I'm watching this whole scene and I'm upset because I'm thinking, you know, oh, and then that scene switches and then this girl with the beautiful body, the most incredibly beautiful body, I feel her lying completely on top of me, her naked body lying on me. So I'm mad because I think I'm seeing through a man's eyes, through somebody else's eyes, my twin. I'm watching this and I'm getting pissed off and I'm thinking, wow, really? He's got this girl who's clearly cutting me down and making fun of the way my body and the way I look, and now she's lying on top of him. I was so mad. But they show me different people as different things. Now I'm telling you this because of the way you guys have to, and people who have prophetic dreams or visions. I was just talking to my girlfriend in Canada, Kimberly, about it because she has these amazing visions. And I was telling her stuff that was happening, and I was saying, you know, this is happening for a reason. It's showing us that we're very accurate in what we're seeing, and yet we're misinterpreting. Now, I told you guys about this the other day when I did the video. This is even more so, because we're not always shown each person as they are. We're shown characteristics of other people. And the girl with the amazing body is my girlfriend, and she's the most beautiful girl. Her body is incredibly perfect, and it's completely natural. It's not fake, completely natural. And she's a beautiful girl. And I finally thought I'm gonna write to her. I think she wrote me something this morning, so that's why I knew. So I texted her and I said, did you just do blah blah blah? And I told her the whole story, and she goes, oh my God, word for word. And I said, seriously? And she goes, everything you said. She goes, what you said that was in my head. She goes, I didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking that. And when I wrote to her, I said, I think I was dreaming with you last night. And I said, and I got to tell you, you've got the most beautiful body I've ever seen. The most beautiful naked body. And I said, I know I'm not gay, but I'm just you know that, but I'm appreciating that, wow, you have an amazing body. And so she writes back and she laughs and she's telling me that everything that I saw, word for word, was exactly. And she goes, oh, and that reminds me, thanks, the bras are still in the dryer. Because she didn't want the girl to put the dryer on hot because it's going to ruin them. She just laid them across this thing. I laughed. So I said to her, wow, that's amazing. I said, I wonder why I'm dreaming with you. I'm wondering why they showed me that. And I'm wondering why am I connecting with you like this? And her response was, I don't know. She goes, I've been feeling very exposed lately. I've been feeling, Lily wants in and out constantly. I've been feeling very exposed. She goes, I've been sharing my love all around, you know, everywhere with everyone. And I don't know what I want. And I said, you don't know what you want, or you don't know who you want? And she said, I don't know who I want. And I thought, okay, now I understand your message. Well, anyway, so the point was, what I said to her, my first response was, okay, I know why I'm dreaming with you. I said, you need to shield yourself. you need to put a golden shield around yourself, because clearly I'm a friend, but I've been able to come right in and listen to everything that you're saying and watch you completely naked. I can see you naked. So anyone that has gifts like this is able to come in and out, like Lily, in and out of your door like that. So who Lily represents, shield yourself, please, because you're not stopping people from coming in and out of your barrier. They're able to get into your head. They'll be able to mess things up. They'll manipulate. There's manipulating going on right now. And the cormorant, the reason I'm bringing it all segues together. This is going to be the world's longest reading. The cormorant is basically talking about when you're feeling out of touch with your own goals, or not sure, where you should go, or what you even want. And that's what she was saying. She was saying, I've been feeling like I don't know what I want. I'm confused. And I said, well, the confusion is because your door's open. You've got this going in and out, in and out, and in and out. I said, you need to pull yourself away, take a little break. Good Lord, dog. Call her a dog. That's a message. I get that. Put a golden shield around yourself, protect yourself, take a little break from where you are before making a decision. And that's going to come up in our reading too, the messages that we have. And the cormorant, so you can call on the cormorant's wisdom when you're feeling lost and you're not quite sure how to attain the goals that you're after. They call the cormorant the sea raven. And so it talks about it'll make a presence in your life when you're trying to overcome an obstacle. And you see possibilities in front of you, because remember, we were shown that we were going to have possibilities, or doors were going to be opportunities that were going to be presenting themselves to you, and Spirit wants us to walk through. And while you're looking at something and you're not quite sure how I'm going to get through it, right? I'm wondering if I should go into these cards. I think I'll finish this first and then go in. So call on the spirit of cormorant when you're trying to figure out how to dive into your emotional waters, and recognize that it's okay, because as a cormorant, it wouldn't be coming to you if this wasn't your message. And the cormorant is capable of going down under your emotional waters. So don't worry. If you're afraid of going down under your emotional waters, don't worry about that, because you're going to be able to pop back up. Now, you might be worried because you got caught under your emotional waters before and you took a tumble. Remember that cormorant that I saved? That's a very capable seabird, but he allowed himself to get weak. Remember my body. I allowed my body to get weak. How did I allow my body to get weak? I didn't shield properly. I wasn't resting properly. I was allowing other people's energy to come in, which is why my friend, a dove just flew above us, why my friend needed to learn how to shield herself, because it's draining her energetically and it's causing her confusion. And the cormorant is normally capable of going down under his emotional waters, but that one got tumbled in the waves because he clearly had allowed himself to get weak. Whatever it was that had happened in his life that allowed himself to get weak. Allowed this to happen. So the cormorant wants you, at this point, they're asking you to dive in fearlessly. Dive down deep into your emotional waters. Remember, pull away, take some time. You don't have to make a decision right now. Pull away and figure out, and once you come to the surface, you will get what you need once you get to the surface. The cormorant talks about self-reliance. They have wit, like they're smart, they're intelligent. They have the ability to move through their emotional waters very quickly. Because they use the power of their feet and their wings at the same time. When they swim. Have you ever seen what's the other bird? The eagle is also a bird that knows how to swim. I didn't know that before. It's pretty cool. I've watched a bird, an eagle swimming across a lake. Okay, Lily. Hold on, I gotta help her out. Hey, come here, brainless. Come over here. She keeps doing the same thing. Oh, that's my message. So she is talking about me. If you're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, she keeps trying to get up on the same way and it keeps flipping her off. So now she's annoyed because it didn't work for her. So if you're doing the same thing over and over again and it's yielding the exact same result, maybe you want to try something going in a different direction. So the cormorant, okay. So when you are, how the cormorant is able to swim through the water using their wings and their feet, it talks about flight, movement in the sky. So movement forward, which is one of our messages that we have that's going to come up in a second. See, now I fixed it for her. She's, okay, now she's going to go down at that end and do the same thing. You're going to flip it again. Stubborn. Are you stubbornly doing the same thing again and again? Are you stubborn and you're not listening to the guidance of Spirit? Are you continuing to play out over and over again and wondering why. Are you tempting it? Are you tempting fate? That's another message. See, now she's going to sit there. She thought, you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. But as soon as she goes to try and turn around, she's going to flip off of that thing again, and it's going to scare her. So stop being so stubborn. It's another message. I take these messages for myself, definitely, says my cat. So that now remember I said that the cormorant likes to perch high. The cormorant, when it's talking about forward movement, it's teaching you that life moves forward, right? It's just life keeps going on. And to be at the high perch, it's worth the effort to get there. Even though that you have, you've got the ability to fly, you've got the ability to swim, they want you to use all of it, everything. Use all of your intuitive abilities, everything that you've got, all of your skills and lessons to date, use them together in unison to give you the best outcome for what it is that you're going after. Because the cormorant supports the realization of goals that may seem impossible. It talks about the dissolution of obstacles. It talks about multifaceted, I don't know how to say it, multifacet, let's just say it this way, using your multifaceted skills to surprise and literally blow people's minds, dazzle them with your delightful abilities, okay? The Merlin abilities, which is one of our messages too. And now what I want to tell you about what happened to me this morning, and when I did what I did, when I watched what I saw and I misinterpreted it and I reacted before calming down, and I'm a hothead, I admit it, I'm a hothead. And even though I know, and even though I'm warned, I still am a hothead, just like Lily. I'm stubborn, I have to constantly get smacked. And that's one good thing about your karma being paid off. You'll recognize when your karma's paid off, because when you make a misstep, you get smacked immediately. I don't get time to figure it out a few days later so I'm not embarrassed. It happens instantly. It's like as I'm talking to you, I'm watching her play out what I just did this morning, So, and I knew I was caught in my own actions immediately, because right after I reacted, right after I formed an opinion, which is not good. I formed an opinion because I watched it myself, right? But it wasn't exactly how I saw it. I went immediately, and a friend of mine who represents the person that I was assuming this about, see, assumptions are rotten. Assumptions are the termites of relationships. And he posted something online, and it was a sentence, and it made sense to me. Everything kind of pulled together. He says, next time there's an election or a choice to be made, right? Maybe we'll reject false equivalencies and figure out the difference between an imperfect friend and a deadly enemy. Because what I saw, I thought was my friend, and it wasn't. It was a deadly enemy. It was someone else that was, and my friend may have made mistakes, and was imperfect, slightly imperfect, but he's not this deadly snake in the backyard that we've been talking about. Remember, there's a snake in your backyard, and I figured out who my snake was, and so I apologized, energetically for shooting my mouth off. Anyway, we're going to move on, finally, and we're going to go to our first card, and we're going to do it this way. I like sitting like this because you guys can watch. I find it interesting. Woo! Sorry. I find it interesting that I've got the lion and the coyote. The coyote is the trickster, and the lion is wisdom. So don't get caught up. And the coyote also talks to you about laughing at your mistakes. So you can laugh at your mistakes instead of beating yourself up. Which I recognize what I did, and I'm laughing at mistakes. Okay, so the deck that we're working from is called The Wisdom of Avalon. I haven't done it for a really long time, but one of the messages that Spirit, I keep turning the camera around, one of the messages that I was given recently, I don't know why the lighting's all weird like that, stop, there, was what movies are coming to mind? What movies, and this is it's interesting how this is happening to all of us. We're all getting the same, Spirit's giving us all the same downloads, I think, because we're all getting the same little tip-offs, because things that I was shown, I'm hearing other people are being shown too, and we haven't talked to each other, so Spirit is definitely downloading and giving us the same kind of tips. And one of them was, pay attention to your childhood memories and think about the different, or younger life. What are your favorite movies, classics that are coming to mind? Mine was Oliver. There was huge, the whole message of Oliver was a message to me, the whole movie. And another one that came to mind, and she just mentioned it the other day, was Camelot. And I thought, and I think King Arthur is in the movie theater, so I'm going to have to go see it because there's a message right now for you guys. There's going to be messages for you in the movie King Arthur. So go watch it. I'm going to go get it and see it. So Wisdom of Avalon is what I was drawn to, and I haven't used this deck in forever. So here we go. The High Priestess. Here we see the High Priestess. Oh Lord, we have so many cards. I'm going to have to move a lot quicker. So we see the Raven. We just talked about the Raven, right? It talks about prophecy, discernment, vision, pre-science. The number 2, everything going, you know, as it's meant to, with divine results and blessings for everyone involved. Let go and have faith. So here we see her. This is the High Priestess, and she's got this concoction that she's brewing. I'm not even going to go really into the picture too much because we don't have a lot of time. I've talked too much. So when the High Priestess appears, she's asking you to trust your intuition. Okay. She's got the moon out. That's the moon. That's what speaks about intuition. I'll bring this a little closer. Hopefully you can see this good. And she wants you to throw it out into the wilds. She wants you to trust what your higher self is getting. You're stepping out of this reality, and you're going into you're going to go into the 5th dimension, 6th dimension, 7th. You're going up. You're going higher. You're not going to take things as they are as they play out in this 3D reality. And they want you to pull in. No, you're not going in, Lily. You're going to have to wait. Pull in the messages and signs and information that you're getting. You're going to get truths that defy your intellect. Now that means it doesn't make sense. I've sat there the other night, and it can drive you crazy if you think too much into it, which is my problem. I overthink things. Overthinkers Anonymous is what I need to, start. My friend Landon and I, we have to go to Overthinkers Anonymous and Kimberly. So defy what your intellect would tell you. Like your mind says, this is normal, or this is rational. They want to go past rational mind, okay? And they want to go past what others may falsely be implying. Now remember I told you about the snake in the grass. You need to go past what others are trying to falsely portray to you. People are trying to manipulate. They are trying to manipulate. People are coming into your dreams. People may people may not say specifically a falsehood outright, but never underestimate the power of planting a seed. They may plant a seed of doubt, or they may take a seed of truth and just skew it just slightly. So be very, very careful at this time. So don't pay attention more to what your higher self is getting, even if you can't understand why you know what you know, because there are people that are superficially or falsely portraying things at this time. Go beyond the chaos in this modern world, because that's what it feels like. And trust your higher self to guide you along your path. They want you to pay attention to your dreams. Now, I understood, after I allowed myself to assimilate it, I do know what my dream was showing me, and I got it. They want you to keep track of your hunches. I have a dream journal. I write them down all the time. Because you're going to find a thread of truth. Now, that's the seed. You're going to find a thread of truth. Not all of it's going to be 100% accurate, but they're going to give you a general overall thread of truth that you can follow, and it's going to connect to other things. And then they want you to rise above again, right? You're going to rise above to spirit. Remember when I smacked my head on the hummingbird feeder in that video, and I said, I am the hummingbird. Why am I hitting my head? Because I knew it needed to raise it higher. Raise it higher. Take it away from this physical reality and go into spirit and go into your intuition. That's why the moon. That's why this is the High Priestess. You're going to use your prophecy, your vision. You're going to use your discernment, your own inner capabilities, and you're going to ask for a vision. And it's interesting because I said last night, I got this message yesterday somehow. I don't know how I got it. And I said, okay, you're going to give me a vision? I'm expecting a vision, so I want you to show me what's going on. And then I had those 2 dreams, and I got really mad. But now I understand them. And so when Spirit says that they will give you something, they will. You just need to be asking and be open to receiving it and how it comes. But also, they're talking about the power of receptivity. This is the feminine, me and Lily being stubborn and pushing ahead and going in and out the door, right? Not having it closed properly and saying no. That's another message. Don't say yes, then take it back, then say no, and then take it back. And don't go back and forth. Just shut the door and say, you know what, wait. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say, no, I'm not going to do that. Or I'm not available to do that. Or if the phone rings and you don't want to get it because you're doing something else, it's okay not to pick up the phone. I have a real problem with that. How many times did I open that door to let Lily in and out, until I finally told her, no, stop. And now she's behaving, right? So that goes for us with other people, and it also goes for ourselves, because we have to stop doing everything for everybody all the time. We have to allow ourselves to receive. That is a feminine energy. Masculine energy is the go, 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 push, push, push. You know, we can't always do that. We have to be in the ability to sit and allow the world to show us what's going on. So, okay, I got a thread of truth. I saw things that were going on, and it caused me to start wanting to do things, move things, and change things. And then I got from Spirit, stop. Just sit and allow the world to show you its intentions. You don't have to figure it all out. Allow them to show you what's going on. You just sit back and allow it to come, right? So this is a blessing. This is and then wait before you act. Allow them to act first for a change, right? That's what's going on. That's the first message. Okay. The second message that we have is communication. 4, angels with us. 1, keep your thoughts positive. You know, if you like do you like what the universe is taking a snapshot of your thoughts right now? Do you like what you're manifesting? If not, switch it up. So here we see the forest. This looks like fall, so harvest, or could be just, you know, it looks like a flame tree in Wisconsin. I know that bush, the flame bush. And then there's this mountain rock. Okay, so is there an obstacle? Is there something, the tree's been cut down, so something's missing. This is pretty dense right here, and then there's an obstacle in between your communication at this time. So also, if you're gonna have to climb over stuff. How are you gonna get through here? This looks like a block to me, right? So communication. Are you clear in your communicating? Are you forthright when you speak to people? Are you straightforward? Are you messing around? Are you playing games? Are you being a passive aggressive? Remember, we talked about this. Do you have difficulty asking for what you want? It talks about how you speak to the world. How you speak to the world is gonna show you how the world's gonna speak back to you. So if you're acting inappropriately or speaking, see? I wonder how long before you learn, Lily. She says, I don't know, Mom. How long before you learn? Because she's my spirit cat. Dang. Smack, smack, smack. With my own cat. Okay. So the world, the universe, your higher self wants you to be clear. Wants you to be clear with yourself first. You have to get clear with what you want first, and then clear with other people. Is there somebody that you need to call? Is there somebody that you need to write to? Is there somebody that you need to connect with that you haven't talked to in a while? Is there something that has happened that needs to be clarified? Is there a misunderstanding? Is there something that's cloudy between you? Are you both confused by something? Are you both not quite sure what's going on? You know, maybe you need to get together and just talk about it. You know, can we get together and just talk? Because I think that we both have got some kind of a misunderstanding going on here. So they're saying, as we said before, we've been shown before that someone needs to speak up. Remember, someone needs to speak up. Well, if this is you and you've got you've got this issue and you haven't been the one that's reached out, they're telling you to stop procrastinating. They're telling you this is the time. And when communication is highlighted, it will be received well. So if you're worrying about communicating with this one that you haven't been speaking to, or that you feel like there's a misunderstanding between the two of you, this is the time that you will be heard if you do reach out. They wouldn't tell you this if this isn't so. This is the time that whatever you say, lines of communication will be well received. I just had a bee fly right up, and bees mean victory. So there's another confirmation right there. Also, it doesn't mean just communication with people. It could mean communication with spirit, with your guides, with the Father, with your archangels. Are you open to the messages that are coming? I mean, look at how many messages I get just watching what's going on in my life. Now, Lily's going to try to do this again. Now, she'd be smart if she just stays in the middle. But she's going to go down there again and do the same thing. Okay, so here's my message. If you see somebody making a mistake. It's a friend of yours, and you can see what's going on, and maybe they don't get it. Help her out. Okay, so here, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, Lil, there you go. Okay, come up, over here. And then I'm going to lift this up. Sorry, I didn't realize the bottom wasn't fixed. Big help I am, huh? Okay, now it's done. So I've kind of, maybe she'll understand not to go up at this end. We'll see. That's what it shows me right then. We'll see if she goes on there and if it's successful or not. Together we're a disaster, aren't we? Okay, so I'm not letting you in the house. You can get over it. So it's not just necessarily with people, but if you do have somebody that you recognize that they're doing something that's self-sabotaging, they're saying this is be a good time to be a friend, you know, and say, hey, you know, maybe you might want to try this because clearly it's not working. You've been doing the same thing over and over again. And also, communication isn't just about speaking, right? It's about listening. I heard that this morning. I got like sometimes silence is the best answer, because you hear a lot in silence. Silence speaks very, very loud. Sometimes silence speaks the loudest. If you are behaving in a manner that is not working for somebody else, and when you get to the place where you stop talking to them, that they're going to recognize that there's a problem. As if you're constantly complaining about it, you're constantly you're trying, you know, and they don't pay attention. Sometimes when you stop talking to them, then they understand, oh, okay, silence is, you know, what, and one of my friends posted this morning, I learned the most, not from when I wasn't speaking. I learned the most when I wasn't speaking. Okay, so I got the message. All right, the next card that we have is Lady of the Lake. Again, absolute truth, courage, self-respect, responsibility. Here's this lady coming out of the lake, holding on to her sword. Cutting cords comes to mind right away. Funny, I call myself Lady of the Lake because I live here at the lake, and that's the name of my picture that I have up right now. That's interesting. So, the Lady of the Lake, she is absolute truth. She comes forward with courage and self-respect. She talks about responsibility. So this is basically the highest order of respect for yourself and the manner in which the world wants you, the universe wants you to operate. When the Lady of the Lake comes forward, this is funny again. She's the harsher element of truth. Okay, so remember I said sometimes you got to hit them hard. Sometimes it's tough love, and Spirit uses me to speak, you know, heavy messages. And I mean, I take every one of these messages to myself. So I'll give myself, I'll take all of the lessons as well. And yet, like for when I feel like I've made a misstep. But what's interesting to me is I'm constantly thinking, oh, I should have been maybe a bit softer, because I'm used to being this aggressive energy. But the Lady of the Lake, it's actually talking about this is what is necessary this time. She is the one that brings the harsher element of truth. And by doing so, she sweeps away all the denial. All, you know, it's like a tidal wave of truth comes forward and washes away the lies and the denial. She's going to get clear, right? The Lady of the Lake, she's the one who presented the sword to Merlin. And it was called the Sword of Truth. So she comes forward to speak the truth. And Arthur is the one who became king, right? With this sword. And there's a lot of magic that was wielded in this sword. So when the Lady of the Lake appears, she's demanding nothing short of absolute truth. She wants you to stand in your integrity. She asks you to be mindful of the signs and signals and the omens that are presented at this time to you. All of the things that we're saying, like that's what they're saying. When Spirit's speaking to us, pay attention to what comes and how it comes to you. How are the messages, how are they applying in your life at this time? And to move forward, what they're saying at this time is, when she shows up, this isn't the time for second guessing. This is the time. And you pay attention, because if a signal appears, and we will know our signal, you know, we're going to ask. Remember, before we were to ask. So when our signal appears and our signal says it's time to move forward, it's time. When she's pushing you to act, and recognize that when she comes forward and a signal shows up, you are being challenged. It's kind of like the gauntlet being thrown down. A challenge has been presented to you. So moving forward without recognizing what the challenge is going to cause you problems. So You have to be aware of what's going on. And if the signal is to move, you move. Because victory is there. That's why we saw the bee, right? We were talking about communication, and right then the bee came up. So that was the signal. The signal is, yes, it's time to talk. Victory is yours. That's what the bee symbol represents. So when the Lady of the Lake comes forward to say victory is at hand, if you just do what we're asking you to do, it's to, regardless of whatever the question is. It's very serious business at stake. This isn't a joke. When the Lady of the Lake shows up and the High Priestess, this isn't trivial stuff. This is very important. This is life-altering reality that's taking place. And you have a personal responsibility in shaping your reality as well as the consequences of what happens. Because whatever we do, whatever steps that we make, and whatever steps that we take, changes destiny. Our destiny and that of others. So that's why they're saying it's very serious business that it's at stake here, because whatever you choose to do, you go left instead of going right, well then everything starts to alter and go into this direction. So make sure you get clear on where you want to go, what it is that the challenge that is in front of you, and what your signal is, if it's to sit or whether it's to move forward. At this moment, communication has been highlighted, and it's talking about forward movement. And they want you to seek the sword of truth within yourself. So if you take the sword of truth up and you pick up your sword of truth, because we're peaceful warriors, but we carry a big stick, but we also carry a big sword. Sword is for cutting cords. Sword is also for cutting through the bullshit, right? This is the sword of truth. So within ourselves, the sword of truth. We have, who do we have? It looks like a seagull, but it's awfully big. It would be super cool if that was an osprey. I just want to look and see because, oh, come back if you are. Oh my God, I think it's the osprey. If this is the osprey, this is my absolute, this is a diving hawk. Oh, come over here. Oh my. I had to get up and see. Come on, I know it is. He only comes here every once in a while. It is, it's him. Okay, can you guys see him? Oh, he's beautiful. I get so excited, I'm sorry. He's incredible. He might come up close. The hawks, oh my God. The crows go after him always. Oh, it is, it's the osprey. Oh, he's right here on my tree. Oh my God, he's never come this close to me before. Oh Lord. I'm gonna attach, stinking hummingbird Peter. I'm gonna attach the, God, we're at 41 minutes. I've got so many cards left. I'm going to attach Osprey message. The Osprey is the message from Osprey. Oh, it's also about diving down, and it's talking about going after an opportunity. The opportunity is here, and it's here now. This is it. Oh, he's diving into the water. Oh, he landed on the dock. Okay, I'm going to finish my reading because I want to go out and take pictures of him. He's incredible. So that's what's going on with the Lady of the Lake, and the fact that the Osprey showed up right then. The Lady of the Lake is going to support your quest. And, oh my God, that's amazing. Next message, quickly. Risk. Okay, here you're going forward. The message for risk is, oh, I wonder if I should do all of these messages or not. So here you are, going into the forest, and you see this, and what was interesting is there's 3 paths. Which one do you take, right? There's one, this one seems pretty highlighted, and then there's one that goes to the left, and there's one that goes to the right. And whatever it's saying is there's excitement on your path, like that. The fact that the Osprey showed up, that's not a normal occurrence. The Osprey only comes here very, very infrequently. And the fact that he's here right now is a huge message to me, huge. So the marker of risk talks about excitement. This is so annoying. I've said that I love mysteries, and I got to stop saying it, because when this marker comes forward, you can't know the outcome until you take your step, until you move forward. You're required to be blind in the forest for a little while. You're not going to know specifically what's going on, even though you really want to know, and so do I. You've got to risk everything that you've learned up until now, all of the information that you've gotten, all of the wisdom that you've grown with up at this time. And what they're saying is the training, because you're going into training now. This is like a new journey and a new lesson. Remember, we were shown this. We were shown that there was going to be a new adventure that was coming, and it was going to be scary, and it was going to be like a roller coaster ride. It was going to be exciting, and that's the appearance of the Osprey just now, and that's what this is. And so it demands faith, where you walk. What is faith? A faith without what is it? Faith, the assured expectation of things hoped for yet not beheld. So it causes you to walk. It demands that you walk in faith without knowing. exactly what's going on. You have to rely on your sixth sense. That's why we've been talking about intuition. Pay attention to your intuition. You're going to have to rely. You're going to have to allow it to guide you for which steps to take. It's not going to be super crystal clear. You're not going to get writing on the wall specifically. It's going to be a different sense of sight. And it's interesting. I made a message, I wrote a post this morning, and I said about choosing the proper associates and where you want to go. Look with your third eye. Don't look through these eyes. Look through your third eye. Pay attention to what your higher self is telling you. And you need to ask yourself the very, very important questions, right? Is engaging in this situation worth my risk? Or does my higher self or inner sight tell me to wait until another opportunity comes? Am I willing to learn a lesson of defeat at this moment? In the surrender of promising, unknown potential. It could be freaking amazing what's in front of you. You need to pray and ask for guidance and ask for a sign. So now this is where you're wanting to see writing on the wall, because you literally have to say, okay, this is what I want. I know I want this, but this is risky at this time. Is this the direction that I meant to go? If the answer is yes, then they're saying take the risk. If it's no, they want you to step back and regroup and wait. And then you will get, they're saying you'll get another, right now, we're going to give you another marker. Oh, another bird just went by. I thought it was him, but it was a duck. Scared me for a second because he was coming right at Lily. So they said that you may get another message about what this is concerning coming up next. Well, what's coming up next is partnership. So this is about, the risk is about a partnership. Is it a business partnership? Is it a personal relationship? Remember, you were talking about there's somebody that you need to speak to that you haven't spoken to for a while. You need to reconnect with somebody. So this is what we're discussing here. You're being put on notice right now. This is the coming together of ideas, the fulfillment of attraction, a marriage between two people, harmonious blending of energies. Harmony, my favorite word in the entire world. That's my word. I love harmony. So this is the harmony, coming together. Harmony is, to dance in harmony. You guys are moving together in unison. So this is a positive, whether it's a personal or, like I said, or a marriage or a business idea, whatever partnership that you're inquiring about at this time. Oh, and my little mockingbird is right there on the tip of the house, and here comes the plane. So it's like fly high. Everyone's moving up, forward movement. So, and that came forward right when I talked about. What was I saying? Partnership about, I'll remember it in a second. I've got too much going on. I know I sound like a scatterbrain right now. I'm just really excited. So whatever they're saying is the qualities that are in this partnership that are coming together, there's a lot to learn whenever you partner with anybody. And when you receive the blessing, which this is a blessing of partnership on your journey, it's a sign that your inquiry, the one that you're thinking about, may indeed give you what you're looking for. It talks about opportunity that exceeds the potential in this individual. It also talks about the partnership, like I said before when we were talking, is it about talking and receiving and listening? Partnership can be with spirit as well. It doesn't have to be with a physical being. It could be with spirit that you're asking for this partnership. However, the next message is the Grail Knight. Now, the Grail Knight is an incredible message. Number 6, take your mind off of material concerns. Stop stressing about the money. And it's talking about the romance, illusion, and seeking the sacred. Now, the story about what's going on here with the Grail Knight is you see this Grail, the man, and he's holding up the Grail, but look how he's looking down. He's broken. The mirror that has been in front of him has shattered all about the ground. And he's kneeling before you, holding up the chalice. He's holding up the chalice, which he's giving of himself. He's holding his head down. He's presenting himself truly as he is. The light is shining on him and seeing him for who he is. He's come back from battle. His armor he's taken off. Is he down on his knees because he's now bowing before the Father? Is he down on his knees because he's showing him his humility and recognizing his flaws? Or is he down because he's feeling bad about himself? Is he feeling unworthy? Or has he been hurt and he's unable to stand fully? There's all kinds of things that are happening with the Grail Knight. Now, since we were talking about partnership and now we're talking about the Grail Knight, it's definitely highlighting relationship, personal relationship. And what it's talking about with the Grail Knight is they just told me hawk. Okay, so I forgot about that. The fact that the Osprey is a hawk, it talks about that there's a message coming. So remember we were told to ask for and I just saw 3 ducks flying towards me. So partnership, community, working together as part of a team. So there's a message that's coming, because that's what the hawk means. So as far as the Grail Night, it's romance and seeking the sacred, because I did a post yesterday about sex, and it talked about it's sacred. It's a sacred thing between two people, the energy that's exchanged. So this is a sacred partnership that's coming together, and that is the mission of the Grail Night when he comes forward. He represents the coming together of to form the perfect union, and we don't talk about perfect as in the infallible, just the most appropriate, the best. It signifies a union of lover with lover, and what they're showing with the Grail Knight, because the Grail Knight is down on his knees, because at first, and I told you I did this with my dad, I had him up on a pedestal. Now remember, somebody had me on a pedestal too, because remember I said I was up on my pedestal looking down at the bird that was tumbling in the water. Now what's interesting is I may have appeared to someone that I was up on a pedestal looking down on them, but I wasn't. Just like I said to you before, my father felt like I had him too high on a pedestal and he could never meet up to what I expected of him, but I didn't expect anything from him. I just had him on a pedestal because that's how I see him. And the people that I love, I see them in their highest light. That's what I do. That's what unconditional love does. We see through our third eye, and when you're seeing, you see through your soul eye. It's not that somebody is looking down upon you. It's your insecurity. So this Grail Knight is down. He's got his head down. He doesn't feel secure with himself. No one's looking down on him. Maybe other people have, but the one that he's coming forward to, the one that he's holding the chalice up to, is not looking down on him. The light is already shone down on him. She sees him for who he is. She already saw him for who he was. He didn't recognize actually probably his own worth or her own worth. So what's going on is the love, the treasure, which is everything that's of value in him, he is holding up. And yet when you first meet somebody, they hold a mirror up in front of them, right? You see a mirror. And when you look into the mirror, this is a reflection of yourself. It's a false front a lot of the times. What you see is not reality. You see the perfection. You know, it's like love when people are dating and they have that what is that called? The honeymoon period, or like the blush of dating, and everything's wonderful and everything's great. And then after a while, you start, the guy starts to fart and the girl burps or whatever. He's got the toilet seat up and he's peeing all around the rim of the toilet seat, and she's got hair all over from her long hair all over the bathroom, and all these things start coming up. That was the mockingbird, flew right by through there. So all of a sudden you start recognizing what you thought was perfect isn't. So there may have been a relationship that you have, you fell for somebody for the facade. You fell for this image. And then the reality started kicking in and you recognized, wow, as you see with the Grail Knight, the mirror is shattered. So the illusion has been shattered, right? So when you hold the mirror up, you see truth and you see illusion at the same time. So the Grail Knight wants you to know that your beauty, your perfection, and your innermost desires, everything that you want, may at this time be reflected in the mirror of another, the love of another that's in front of you. Love is in the air, is what they're saying, but it's truthful now, and they don't see you. They see you, as I said, with the light on you, with the broken mirror. They see who you truly are, and they love you for who you are. So it also talks about loving yourself. It's time for you to fall in love with yourself. It's time for you to love your flaws. That's why the coyote talks about, and my friend said something last night too about linger. Linger said, he could, looked at him and said, my landlord looked at him and he said, man, he could kick a coyote's ass. And I recognized who he represents, but the coyote is the trickster. The coyote is your foolishness. It makes you, talks about laughing at yourself and recognizing your foibles and your silliness, and it's okay, because you none of us are perfect. We all mess up, right? So you need to run the risk, is what they're saying. So remember the risk card that came right before this. They're asking you to run the risk, because love attracts love. Unconditional love from you is attracting unconditional love from another. That's how it works. It's the law of attraction. So what they're saying is, they're giving you also a warning. It's a gentle warning. Light does not exist without shadow. So don't be fooled by the illusion of perfection. So recognize the light is, see this, take the rose-colored glasses off and recognize that the mirror is shattered. This knight has a rusty armor. This knight's knocked his head's been, his armor's been knocked off. He's a little broken down. He's a little tired. He doesn't feel as secure as you think. He isn't up on the pedestal that you've put him on. And she isn't either. We all have wounds, right? So recognize the truth in the mirror. That's what the Grail Knight and the sun starts coming through right then, the divine masculine. And you can never be disappointed that way, right? When you're looking at reality. Don't expect perfection of yourself or anybody else, because it's never going to be there. Okay, so the next message is the stag, and it talks about pride in the stag. I'm gonna move through these ones really quickly. And that's having pride in yourself. That's what the stag represents to me. The stag also represents leadership. And it talks about when he appears on your path, they're telling you to have pride in all that you do. Don't be beating yourself up. Have pride in all that you do. Hold your head up high. So what that you fell? So what that you stumbled? So what that things went wrong? So what if you lost your job? So what if you so what if you got fired? So what if who cares? Everybody messes up, everybody falls. I've been fired 3 times, all because I was meant to go in a different direction. It embarrassed me at first, until I realized why it was happening. Now I'm doing the work that I'm supposed to do. But 3 times I got fired. It was very inconvenient. I lost all my money. I had to live in a room. I mean, it was humiliating. But for a second, I was not humiliated in living in that space. I just kept feeling I could do better than this. But then I realized, what? It's happening for a reason. So hold your head up high. Be the example to other people and follow the example of others who have gone through what you may be going through. Are you following your highest path? Am I acting in integrity? Am I doing the best that I can do? Can I do better? Don't beat myself up, but do expect the best, right? What is it that I'm doing that you want to have proper pride? You don't want false pride. You don't want the pride that comes through arrogance. And you don't want to have the pride, the reverse of that either, that comes through low self-esteem. You want to walk a balance, right? Don't be constantly saying, oh, I'm going through life kicking ass, and I'm this, and I'm that. That's the shirk. Remember I told you the reading that I did, and they showed the boy that was the merman that was just had his head above water, and he had the playmate that was sinking down underneath, and then we saw that shark coming at him. That is arrogance. That is arrogance. The shark is, I'm a big badass. You know what? No, you're not a big badass. And the more you tell people you're a badass, the more insecure we really actually realize you are. Because when somebody is confident, they don't need to brag. They don't need to puff themselves up. It's all good to affirm and keep yourself, build yourself up positively by positive affirmations, but be very careful not to cross over into the arrogance. Neither low self-esteem or arrogance is appealing, right, in any of us. So a stag comes forward as a proper leader. They come forward, they stand in their integrity. They always ask, what would love do? What would love say? What is their highest intention? Is it the good? Is it the highest good for all? Arrogance and humility both come from. I'm not going to let you in, young lady. Ooh, representing a young lady. That's interesting. Little prissy that won't listen. That's stubborn. That keeps doing the same thing over and over again, and things aren't going her way, and she's about to do it again. Look what she's doing. Look what she's doing. She represents a young mentality. So that is, and it could be a male or a female, but it's the feminine energy. So that's interesting to me. So the stag is coming forward here to lead you out of this difficult place. Now, see, she thought better of that. She couldn't quite make the leap, so she went backwards. So that's good. So you can start going in a direction, and if you get guidance that you're listening to that says, hey, wait a minute, you know what, you're off course. You're like with me, with my dream, right? I was off course, and I got smacked. I got my guidance, and when I say I got smacked, it's just what is it? A course correction. I call it course correction. I appreciate it. I'm not mad when it happens. I appreciate it. And Lily did. She backed up and she went down there. She still likes risky. I like her about that though. See, I kind of like that because she likes to kind of hang on the edge. She likes excitement, don't you, beautiful? Don't you? Yeah. She just has to be a little bit less reckless. She's a little reckless, and she's got to be a little bit more I totally get that spirit of adventure. So when the stag appears to you, it's actually a really, really good omen, because what it's telling you is you may already be there. You may already be at the place where you found your balance, and you can be proud of yourself, because look how far you've come. Look at the lessons you've learned. You've come to a place of stability, right? And it's a really good message too, because the stag always leads you higher. Okay, so the next message, oh my Lord, we have two more. The dragon. Remember, we've been talking a lot about having our dragon. We had our dragon next to us, sitting next to us. Our dragon is our best friend. It can be our ally. It also can be an enemy if we don't know how to tame the dragon. The dragon within ourselves, or the dragon, you know, within another that we're aligned with. Make sure that we're lining up with the proper people. The dragon talks about power and strength. Lily is just, she's like, it's probably the energy, you know, it's kind of all turbulent. She just doesn't know what she wants. And she's probably feeling my energy, right? I'm feeling like I need to move quickly here. I'm gonna maybe let her in and not let her out. Okay, go in. Lord. Make up your mind already. What do you want? So the dragon comes to offer you power. The dragon comes to offer you strength. It symbolizes true power at this time. And this power that's coming is not found in your personality or your ego. Remember, you're going to pull your power. Remember, I saw the dragon in spirit. I saw the dragon in the clouds. That's where you're going to pull this power from. It's you're going to pull it from spirit and pull it down. And where's it coming from? It's coming from your soul. So your soul connects to your higher self. So that's where your power, your true power is coming from. This is your true strength. This is your resolve. This comes through being a person of morality. This is somebody who has, like I said, standing on their integrity. So if you're struggling with these issues, this is a power being to come and call upon them to help restore this to you. And the power of the spiritual world, it's never broken between us. It's always available. And when we're talking about the power of the dragon, remember I was talking about, you know, the ego guy who's, you know, he's the big badass constantly. And that's the false pride. That's the arrogance, right? What they're saying when they talk about the dragon, I have a dragon, and he's very gentle, and he's very loving, and he's very, very powerful. Never mistake a gentle person for a weak person, ever, or a man or a woman, never. Gentle strength is power. My dragon walked next to me, and I could feel the power emanating from him. No bragging. Actually, probably would come across as a timid, shy, more reserved person. Other people may have actually put him down, or remember what we got about underestimated him. That's the kind of power that I'm attracted to, and that's the kind of power that you want, the power that doesn't come from ego, right? This is true power. So they want you to watch for a signal, and the dragon's going to give you a signal about what's coming next. So, oh Lord, the next one is the Merlin. Justice. Merlin is the wizard, and look who he's got next to him, the dragon. And he's got a cat sitting on his shoulder. Ha! And he's got the light burning. And it's nighttime, so magic. We're looking at magic. I've been catching 111 and 1010 and 1111, all the one numbers, like crazy, but mostly 111. And that's the time I always say magic, you know, or like 1212. I say magic and miracles time. So when the Merlin comes forward, there's magic at play. He's the magician as well as the high priest. Now remember, the first message we got was the high priestess. Well, now we have the priest. Now we have the wizard coming forward. And alchemy, alchemy is the ability to create, you know, the ability to manifest. And it talks about balance. He is the masculine keeper of magic. Merlin. So we had the high priestess, we had the lady of the lake, and we had the stag. This is interesting. Oh, I didn't even think about that. So the high priestess and the Merlin are the same, two people with this energy, and then the stag and the lady of the lake, they're one and the same, mirrors. Okay, so he is the keeper of magic, and he has the ability to turn iron into gold. So this is true alchemy. And so basically what he's saying at this time, this is your marker. When he comes forward, he says, you have everything you need in order at this time, in order to move forward. You may feel, remember the first message we got, don't get so hung up on the material world. Don't be so worried about, can I afford to do this? Am I going to be able to do this? Every single one of these messages are telling you, yes, this is it. You can do it. Don't worry about it. You have the ability to turn, you may not have a lot of money right now, but you've got the talent, you've got the gift, and Spirit is definitely blessing this partnership. And together you will be the High Priestess and the Merlin. You will be the Lady of the Lake and the Stag working together. And with that, you have the ability to summon magic, and that's true alchemy that's going to come forward in order to manifest. And what the wizard Merlin says when he comes forward is that in any query or any court proceeding or any decision making that is having to take place, justice is going to be done. But it's not going to come through force. At this moment, what they want you to do, we've been shown quite a bit. All of the birds, everything is about balance. Are you working too hard? Are you a workaholic constantly? We're having a lot about that. We need to start playing. Are you overthinking things? Yes! Overthinkers Anonymous. So try to stop overthinking everything. Do you have enough downtime? Clearly not, because even in your downtime, you're overthinking things, right? So you need to do some mindless work, like wash your car, clean your house, paint your house. I don't know, go for a hike. Do something that's going to stop you from thinking. And figuring. My dad used to stop work, and then he would sit there and he had a pad and paper, and then he would figure and try and figure things out. He never stopped working. It was constant work all the time. So again, they're saying that the answers that you're looking for aren't going to be found in the obvious places. Always the answers come through to us through meditation, through being outside, right? I saw the Osprey. Oh, I'm so excited about the Osprey. I can't tell you how excited I am that he came so close to me. Never been so close before. So that answer, I wouldn't have seen the Osprey. I wouldn't have seen the B for victory when we were talking about, is it the time to communicate? Yes, and when you do, you're going to have victory. It's going to happen. Merlin is telling you that he's going to send you signs and omens, okay? So remember, we need to be open to Spirit. That's about communication to you. Are you open to the messages that are coming to you? He's going to send you a sign. All of them said that they'll give you a sign. You just need to ask. And they're telling you he's going to lend you magic on this part of your journey until you can manifest on your own. So you broke, you lost your job, you don't have enough money, you think, to form this partnership right now, but you know this is where I'm supposed to go, and you keep hesitating. No, they're saying do it anyway. We will lend it to you. We will bring it to you on this leg of the journey until you're able to manifest it together. That literally, Mr. Mallard, that's your message, Mr. Mallard. My Mallard that's constantly guiding me, he's always with me. That's your message. Move forward anyway. It's going to be brought to you. And it will be brought to you. I've had this happen to me so many times where I had $0, and I had to move forward. And I literally showed up in the mailbox the next day, exactly what I needed. So Spirit knows what we need. So what they're saying is be of this world, but not of this world, right? Wear it as a loose cloak around your neck, around your shoulders. Never look outside yourself for your answers. They want us to go into our intuition. Now, for signs, if we ask for a sign, okay, but the questions we form, the path we choose. Okay, so this is what I want. What is it that you want? Get clear with what you want. This is what I want. So I want this. Do I go this way to get there? Show me a sign. A, B, C, or D, sign. Okay, that's what they mean. They're not telling you what to do. Spirit will never tell you what to do. Spirit never tells you which way to go, and they never tell you which path to choose. They will, if you make a decision and ask a yes or no question, give me a sign, then they'll give you a sign. Yes, this is the best way for you at this time. But you're the one that has the answers. You're the one that has to figure out what questions to ask in order to determine which direction that you are going. Okay, Spirit's not going to tell you the direction that you need to go. All the signs and omens that are being sent are just reflections, literally, and literally that's the truth. That's why we have all of our answers in ourselves, because that's why we pay attention to our dreams. And sometimes people say, I can't remember my dreams. Deja vu. You know deja vu? Deja vu, I've been there before. I've thought this before. I've seen that before. when we go to ask for guidance or something and we get the answer and it's like, oh yeah, light bulb just went off, because we've already figured that out. We already knew that. We already had that in our head. And it's funny because when people ask for confirmation from me, they'll call in to get a reading, and I'll start to tell them what I'm getting, and then they just want to keep talking, blah, 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 blah. And so I just sit back and listen, you know. And then after they tell me their whole story, I've got everything laying in front of me, and I said, okay, well, this is what I've got. Basically, all it is confirmation. And they're like, oh, wow. And they're all, wow, you know, you're really good. And I said, no, you know, you're really good. You had your answers. I said, everything that you had already figured out, I said, this is what I'm being shown. So you're thinking, wow, she's really tapped in, she's really good. No, I'm just mirroring back to you what your higher self already told you. You already had your answers. You already know what you want to do. You already know who you're in love with. You already know who you're supposed to be with. You already know who you're supposed to leave. You already know which job you're going to choose. You already know that you're going to quit this job. You know that you're going to move. You know you're going to move out. You know. You already know. You've already made your decision. You're just waiting for someone else to tell you to do it. You do it. You make this decision. You're the one. No one else is going to do it for you. And our last card, very positive card. Remember this one that we were at? Look where we were in communication. Because we haven't spoken what we wanted. We haven't communicated. We haven't told what's going on. We haven't cleared up the problems. Well, now that we've done that, now that we've made our decisions and we've moved forward, we're paying attention to the signs coming forward. Now we have an open way. Now there's still a little rock there. There's always going to be challenges, but there's a way through it. You can see how to get through here. You just have to either, take your canoe across the water, swim or walk across, or climb over this rock. It's not a big deal. It's all open. The skies are open. It's not dark. Forward movement. 3, the Ascended Masters are helping you. 6, don't be stressing about the money. Don't be stressing. They're telling you to move. It's the time to move forward. Okay? So this marker, the last marker, talks about the change, right? It's part of this cycle that you've been in. And it could be literally talking about a move, because a moment ago, that's what I said. You already know that you're moving. I just said that out loud. I know I'm moving. I already know that. My landlord was trying to get air conditioning put in here, and it's just not working. And he says, wow, there must be a reason that's not happening. And I'm thinking, yeah, because you're probably not supposed to spend thousands of dollars doing that for me, because I feel like I'm moving. I don't know where I'm at yet, but I do feel that. So it talks about a physical move. It also talks about forward movement, because maybe you have been in a holding pattern. And you're waiting on this person to act, and you're in a holding pattern, or you've been unable or afraid to move forward. You've been procrastinating, or maybe you've been in a circumstance that's not allowed you to move forward. Remember yesterday, Lily was outside chilling on the Chase Lounge, and Liger was locked up. He wasn't able to get out, and right now, Lily wants out again. All right, door's open. Now you can move. Okay, so Spirit is saying, remember, the gateway is open. And when the gateway opens, they're telling you to move forward, because blessings are on their way. Yeah, I know. She wants my attention is what she wants. So it's a physical release of waiting and of restriction. So you're no longer going to be in restriction. And they're telling you to rejoice, because change is in the air, and it's a positive change. It's an exciting change. This is about broadening your horizons. This is about forward movement. You might be moving or traveling to foreign places. I definitely know I'm traveling. I'm definitely traveling. A friend of mine has asked me, I'm not opening the door. A friend of mine asked me to go to on vacation, and I don't know where I'm going to go, but I definitely know that I'm traveling. And at this time, you may be traveling physically forward, you may be moving, or you may be traveling inward, and trying to figure out what's going on inside of yourself. You may be going, you may be traveling, astral traveling. You may be going really deep. You may be, with your gifts. You may be going very, very deep into your gifts at this time. But whatever it is, it's a fortunate message. This is definitely positive confirmation. Every one of these cards is confirmation cards. It's interesting, because a lot of times we could get restriction or blockage or whatever, but we're getting confirmation about movement on every single level. And because we have that rock, we still have that rock. That represents that there's going to be challenges, okay? There's always challenges in relationships, in partnerships, in businesses. Wherever you go, you're always going to hit a snag. There's always going to be something. Everything isn't always smooth, right? And don't resist the challenges, and don't say, oh, there's a little bump in the road, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to go back, do what Lily was doing. In and out, in and out, in and out. Start to move forward 2 steps and then take 5 steps back. You know what? When you do that, you're going to lose your partner. You're going to lose the girl. You're going to lose the job. You're going to lose the offer. Stop hesitating and make a decision. Go forward. If you're going to go forward, go forward. If you're going to go backwards, stay there. But don't mess with people anymore. It's definitely time. And don't mess with the universe, because if you're giving the universe mixed signals, I want in, I want out, I want in, I want out, I want in, I want out, I want in, I want out. The universe doesn't know what the hell to do. It doesn't know how to help you. You know, it doesn't know how to bring you the proper guidance and messages, because you don't know what the hell you want. So get clear on it and let go of the fear of moving forward. Progress is only made by moving forward, you know, and let go of the past so that you can do that and welcome what's in front of you. It's an omen of change for the best. For the best. It's always for the best. Forward movement, right? Okay, that's it. We are literally at an hour and 15 minutes. I don't think I've ever done a reading that long. So I'm going to leave it at that. Have you relaxed? Little princess? Have you? I love her, though. Even though she's a pain in the ass, I love her. Even though she's a pain in the ass, I love her. She's beautiful. She is. She's going with me wherever I go. Okay. So if you'd like to follow me, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Google+, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Angels Whisper Sherry Columbus, I'm on YouTube where all these videos go. If you'd like to subscribe, you'll be given notice of when the videos come up, so you don't have to ask or go looking for them. You'll get a notice of it. My website is www.theangelswhisper.com if you would like help with dream analysis, life coach work, private reading, long distance Reiki healing. I've been doing a lot of work, a lot of Reiki healing, and actually I've been doing all of it. I love my work. I really do. I've been doing, I like the blend. You know, I like the dream analysis is really fun, and the Reiki healing I'm using on the ones that I love always, and the readings I love the readings, and the life coaching. It's all. I mean, I love it. Isn't it amazing? That's another thing. Whatever whatever it is that you're wanting to move forward, the partnership or the job or the position, you go where your heart wants to go. You go where it makes you happy. You go where you feel alive. You go where you feel validated. You go where you feel like you're making a difference. You know, you go wherever it's of benefit to the most people. And what I do, I love, and I feel good about it. And so that's why clearly I got fired from my job 3 times in order for me to pursue this, because this is definitely what I needed to do. My email address, sherrycolumbus@yahoo.com, SHERRI. Columbus is in Christopher, and you wouldn't believe how many people don't know how to spell that. COLUMBUS. And I think that's it. The crows. Okay, so I'm going to tag on here. I'm going to put the Osprey's full message. All this time he's been sitting there. He's still sitting there. I'm going to run down and see if I can get a close-up of him. Oh, my God. I wonder if I can get over the neighbor's yard. I'll have to go all the way down there and across. But he has been sitting there this entire time, which is unheard of. Wait to see who he is, the Totem messenger. Oh, I'm excited. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to go upload this really quick, and then I'm going to go down and catch my Osprey. Woo! Peace, love, and light. Oh, don't forget, sun meditation when you can. Take the sun, use it. You can use this light and imagine the heat going into your third eye and into your crown, and you're going to ask for a golden halo, and you're going to ask for a golden shield to go wrap all the way around you. And that's going to be your protection. That's going to stop other energy vampires from coming in, or people from coming in and out like Lily. So every day, remember to re-shield. Ask for your shield to be cleared too, because any negative energy, any negative situations, it breaks the shield down. So re-shield every single day, the golden shield, and ask if there are any tears in your auric field, that they be stitched up, so that you keep other people from draining your energy and coming in and messing up your messages that are coming forward to you. Okay. Awesome. Peace, love, and light.